Bones, season premiere tonight, season 4. Got a chance yesterday to sit on down with Agent Seeley Booth and talk about the new year, filming in London, and we talk some football. Hey, let's dive right into it. You've got the 2-hour premiere of Bones coming up, but you're shooting in London. What was that like?
It was fantastic. I mean, being able to take a whole production, well, not a whole production, but a percentage of our production, I would say probably 4 of us, over to London was great. It was a great opportunity to see these characters deal with each other in a strange environment. And I think the beauty of the show is seeing that, see how they interact with each other and how close they get to each other. And that's the beauty of our show, is watching these two characters unfold in some crazy circumstances.
But for your character itself, not so much the London thing, huh?
Well, he had a problem because, he couldn't get a decent cup of coffee. They drove on the wrong side of the road. A lot of mishaps for his character early on. As the show progresses, we see that he actually comes to terms with those and actually ends up loving the whole aspect of how the English people live. So it's quite a ride and quite enjoyable, but very frustrating for his character early on.
Now, what about, you shot some scenes in Oxford, is that right? And I understand you had the smartest group of extras ever?
We had actually, there was a class of group there that were actually in the Oxford Hall where she was doing her lecture in the beginning of the show, and there were actual students that were there, yes. And I actually
was that intimidating?
It wasn't that it was intimidating. It was just it was mind-boggling to speak to some of these people and how fast they can solve a Rubik's Cube. I actually had a conversation with one of them, and she was like, "Yeah, I can do the Rubik's Cube in like 30 seconds or something."
I'm still working on it from '85.
I'm still working on it from '82. I still have it in my stocking. It's crazy, from Christmas.
Hey, are you still quite a blogger? You big on the blogs?
I kind of tend towards the sports blogs. I'm into the fantasy football thing.
All right, I was going to talk about that because you lost your Super Bowl, right?
Well, coming from a Bostonian guy there, I remember the Eagles and McNabb throwing up with X amount of minutes left. But yeah, are you rubbing it in my face?
No, it's just that I actually won the Super Bowl in my fantasy league, so I didn't want to really bring that up to you.
You don't want to bring that up. I don't know. Who was your quarterback? Tom Brady?
No, I had LaDainian. That was my big one.
That's the thing.
I had
LT.
And I had T.O. as my wide receiver. So
actually, T.O. was my first round pick this year in my first fantasy.
So was mine.
I picked him over Randy Moss. Go.
Wow, now that might be interesting. You think Dallas is going to have the better year than the Patriots?
I think so. I think Dallas is going to have a big year just because of their defense and the additions they have on offense. I just think it's their year. They've come close in the past couple of years, but now they're going to start to sing. And it's almost kind of like our show. We're in the 4th season, so I think we're really starting to move and make an impact as far as these characters are concerned. So
you guys
as far
are
as
ready to go to
Booth
the
would
Super
be,
Bowl.
he would relate a lot of his stuff to fantasy football.
I love it. Well, David, thanks a lot, man. Nice talking with you.
Appreciate it.
Have fun, and good luck with this year's Fantasy Football League. But, good thing you're not in mine, buddy.
Buddy, you would lose, pal. You'd be done. You're out.
We'll see you.
All right, see you later.
See how we brought it back into the show, but we could have kept talking fantasy football all morning long. I've got more cast interviews coming up at the Fox 25 News at 5, and then Bones 2-hour season 4 premiere is tonight on Fox 25.